This is all I know, so let me go, let me go.
Howdy ho, welcome to my YouTube channel. It's your girl JoJo. So today's video is focused around pre-concert anxiety. So a lot of us that have been to a concert or multiple concerts, we've all gotten that feeling of post-concert depression, but some of us experience pre-concert anxiety. So let's talk about that first. So let's see, normally, first of all, I'm anxious 24/7, so that's whatever. But normally the pre-concert anxiety starts anytime tickets get announced. The first thing I always say to myself is, for the love of God, please do not let the tickets be on this website, because if they are, I already know it's going to be even more of a struggle because this website does not care about us. So that already starts a whole spiral of like, dear God, am I getting the tickets, am I not? So I'm like, okay, one of my favorite artists just dropped. They just dropped an album. Usually anytime an album gets dropped, that's usually when it leads into a tour. So you know it's going to happen, you just don't know when. Then tickets get announced and you're like, let's go. And you usually see it and it's like pre-sale through potentially Spotify or Live Nation, or depending on what type of credit card you have. Sometimes you can have pre-sales like that Wednesday, Thursday, and then general sale is usually that Friday. Cool, bet. So it's like, okay, so you're going to get queued up. What is it going to tell you at the beginning of every queue line? You're 2,000 plus in line. So first of all, thanks for adding to my anxiety. Because what do you mean 2,000 plus? Numbers are always insane. So then, after you're done freaking out about being 2,000 plus and you're steadily watching the numbers go down and down and down. You're now 1,898. You finally hit the hundreds. You start getting more anxious as it's finally almost time for you to buy your ticket. You're in this queue. Finally, it says you're second in line. You're the next person in line. It's time for you to buy your tickets. You got a solid 10 minutes to clock out. You better have already updated your credit card information, made sure that before you even queued up for this waiting room, that your new card information was saved. So if you had a new expiration date, you better have already changed it. If you had to get a replacement card number altogether, I hope you already changed it. Your address better be updated. Make sure you check your entire profile before you even get in this queue. Like, I'm telling you, it makes life so much easier. Because some of these websites, these two, they're a sister company, partner company, however you want to say it, they can be very sensitive when it comes to buying tickets. So just a heads up there. But everything's good to go. You find the ticket that you want. Nobody else beats you to it, because that's always another sucker. It sucks when it says so-and-so beats you to this ticket and you're like, what? Like it was already in my shopping cart. But when you get the tickets, you check out, it says you're going to see, insert your favorite person here, and you are now freaking out. I'm the type of person that has bought tickets up to months in advance, damn near almost a year in advance before, depending on the person. So now you start that countdown in your phone of you're waiting to go see whoever, and you're so excited because this is either your first time seeing your favorite artist or your 100th. It doesn't matter. You're going to see them again on this date. So now what do you do? Anxiety is going to start back up, because now that we got that part figured out, now you have to decide who, what, where, whens, and whys, because let's take it back to elementary school, right? So you secure the tickets. Now it's how far is the show from you? How many shows did you just buy tickets for? How many are you going to? Transportation? Are you taking a bus, train, plane, car, boat? How are you getting there? What are you wearing to the show? What time are you getting to the show? Who are you going with, or are you going alone? Figure out why you're panicking, because that makes it a lot easier. Once you figure out why, then you can make a plan to not panic, and it makes your life so much easier. And yeah, so let's start with the how far is the show. So when your favorite artist announced the tour and they say coming to a city near you, they mean just that. That does not mean your city. Sometimes it does not even mean your state. It means coming to a city near you. So like, pull up or don't. You feel me? As somebody who drives multiple hours on end to go see their favorite artist, this person, many times, I get it. I get it, you guys. I don't even want to live here some days. So yeah, I get it. You don't want to come. It's fine. It's cool. I will come to you. My first concert ever, it was the Cheetah Girls, Ali and AJ, and the Jonas Brothers. I lived in Annapolis, Maryland at the time, and the closest location that they were coming to on that tour was in Reading, Pennsylvania, a whole state over. So guess what my mom did? My mom's a trooper. Shout out to her. She decided to take me, and we had an extra ticket. It was supposed to be my brother initially. He bailed out on me for like a homecoming show or something. I don't remember. But we ended up taking my grandma instead. So the three of us went to go see this concert, and it was in Pennsylvania in the snow, you guys. Like, my mom drove it. So yeah, so probably why I'm the way I am, because I will drive in whatever conditions. I will go to whatever state to go see my favorites these days. So honestly, that's probably what started it. That concert was back in 2007. I have been to way too many concerts to count since then. So it started off with me driving as far as Northern Virginia, which is about 2.5, 3 hours. Baltimore, DC area, of course, Pennsylvania. Started off with me driving there, but now it's transformed into me driving all the way down to Atlanta, Georgia, all the way up to upstate New York. So it has transpired a lot. We do 9-hour drives around here like it's nothing. If that means I get to see my fave, then bump it. I'm doing it. So yeah, so how far are you willing to travel to go see your fave? How are you getting there? Are you taking a train? Are you taking a bus? Are you driving? What method of transportation do you have to get there? But okay, how many shows are you going to? If you're going to just one, kudos. If you're going to multiples, kudos as well. Somebody like me, I go to multiple shows. It depends on the person, but typically I'm going to multiple shows. For example, this previous tour that my favorite person went on, Mr. JID, he was on the Love Is Forever tour, and I went to 6 shows, if I'm counting right, I think, on that tour alone. So how many shows are you going to? I went to 2 shows in Atlanta. I went to 1 show in Charlotte, 2 shows in Maryland, and 1 show in Philly. So you're going to see your favorite person. How many times are you going? And that's the other thing you got to figure out. You got to budget it clearly. For me personally, I already made a video on this, but shout out to Carlana, shout out to Afterpay, shout out to ZipPay. You have options for layaway. Layaway rebranded as these apps, and in other countries, I know that there's different names for the other 4Pay options, but guys, use them to your advantage. Just saying. Tickets can get expensive, especially if you want to go see somebody multiple times. There's no rule saying you can only go once. If you can go multiple times, you should do that. That's what's going to make you happy. There's no rule saying you have to be stuck in your house. You can't go multiple times. Now, if for other reasons you just want to go one time, or you can't go multiple times, cool. But if you do, I'm just saying, there's a few options out there. Use them to your advantage because they come in handy. Then, let's see. What are you wearing? Truthfully, you guys, I typically don't get into this one because knowing me, I'm throwing on a graphic t-shirt, as you can see. I'm throwing on a pair of shorts, more than likely, and some sneakers. So we're going to keep it plain and simple. Granted, for the Atlanta shows for this past Jid tour, I did decide to dress up night 1 and night 2 a little bit. Because I was like, why not? I never dress up for these things, so why not dress up? So I dressed up a little bit. So here's the fits from those shows. But best believe show 3, it was raining too. Your girl is definitely back in a t-shirt and a hoodie and some shorts and some sneakers. So yeah. Now I know some people go all out when it comes to dressing up for shows, as we've seen with like Ariana Grande's tours, Taylor Swift's tours, Beyonce. Kudos to y'all. Y'all go all out with the outfits. They're so cute. They're so pretty. And I love that for you guys. Personally, me getting to the show alone is enough to stress me out. I could not be overthinking an outfit without like literally losing my mind. So yeah, can't do it. But figure out what you're wearing. Go from there. After you figure out what you're wearing, then you have to figure out what time are you getting there? My favorite question. If you have a seat, get there when doors open or after. Nobody's taking your seat. It's your seat. Plain and simple. There's no reason for you to go all out to get to your own seat that you paid for that literally says you're in row D, seat 15. Like, that's your seat. It's on the ticket. So yeah, Now, since I obviously like giving myself anxiety attacks, I mostly go to shows that don't have seats, general admission shows. I love general admission shows because the earlier you get there, the faster you can get up front. It is what it is. So yeah, so when it comes to me getting somewhere, I guess we'll start at what jump-started my concert addiction to begin with. So I went to go see J. Cole. He came to a venue called the Norva here in Norfolk, Virginia. And that on that tour, it was the For Your Eyes Only tour, the small college level that he was doing at first before the stadiums and arenas. And J. Cole had $30 tickets. I bought them resale for $180. I was really trying to go see Cole. This was my first time seeing him. And obviously, since I had invested so much money into this ticket, I had to be up front. So I went to the venue at 11 o'clock in the morning that day, you guys. I was dedicated. I needed a good spot. As you all know, I am short. I'm like 5'3", 5'3 and a half, maybe on a good day. Like, I'm short, y'all. And I wear glasses. I can't see. Like, I need to be up front to actually be able to see what's going on. So I had my mom drop me off at the venue. So I didn't have to pay for parking the whole day, and my brother was meeting me there later on, so I already knew, of course, I would ride home with him. So we went to the venue. I was there, like I said, from 11 a.m., met some dope people, some really cool, like, J. Cole fans, and that was also what made it, like, such a remarkable experience, because it was like, oh my god, he's dope, his fans are dope, like, I love it here. So I went to the venue, like I said, waited. I think doors opened at like 7 or 8. I don't even remember. Yeah, that's how long we were there for. It didn't matter. We, obviously, on this tour, he had Lute, Ari, and Jenny with him. So that was obviously where I fell in love with the Dreamville roster, if you will. And it was a great show. So it always comes down to how early do you want to be somewhere. You guys, if it's concert day, I'm taking off the whole day from work. It's concert day. Like, I need y'all to understand. I can't do that, like, oh, I'll work till this time and then I'll get, no. I tried that one time. Y'all want to know what happened? It was Jid's second leg of the Catch Me If You Can tour opening night in DC. It was at the Fillmore, right? It was actually in Silver Spring, my bad. Any of my DMV people, do not come for me. It was at the Fillmore, whatever. So, literally, I was like, okay, you know what? I'll work it, get off early, go to the show. You guys, I caught a flat tire. Had a mental breakdown in my car because, y'all, I was nowhere near DC. Mind you, where I worked at the time, DC was only 3 hours away. I got my flat tire probably 30 minutes into my trip. I was blowing up Chris's phone trying to get him to come switch me cars because I could not ride all that way on a donut. And a lot of the places had already started closing at that point. Somehow, by the grace of God, Chris finally got my phone call because where he worked at, it was like in a submarine and they couldn't have their phones. So yeah, talk about stress levels. So he was finally able to come trade me cars. My mentor, Parrish, he was able to save me a spot up front somehow. And by the grace of God, y'all, I literally made it when Saba had like one song left and when Jim was like transitioning to come out. It was insane. But that's why I no longer work on concert days. So if you can, save up the PTO, take off the whole day. Even if you're not going to the venue dumb early, I promise you it will help with the anxiety that you're going to feel, because day of concert jitters sometimes suck, especially once it hits you like what you're doing. You can be perfectly fine on your way there. Sometimes I drive, obviously, up to 9 hours. I'm cool till I get there, and then it hits me all at once, and it's like, oh my god, I'm going to see this person. Holy shit. And then I start panicking all over again. So yeah, it's fun going to concerts with me. I don't know why I have friends that do it. Shout out to all y'all if you've ever gone to a concert with me, because personally I'd be like, bitch, go scream into a bubble or something, suffocate yourself like you're crazy, calm it down. But I can't calm down. It's just, it's in my nature. So yeah. So now that you found out how you're getting there, transportation, how many shows you're going to, what you're wearing, what time you're getting there, now it's time to decide if you're going with people or if you're going solo. Guys, this is very, very important. please understand and take this from someone who has gone to multiple shows. Back in the day, when I first started going to shows, especially when I first started going to see JID and Earth Gang, they did the Never Had Shit tour, and I wanted to put people onto them so bad. Like, I immediately could just tell, like, JID and Earth Gang were just, like, crazy, okay? Like, they were insane. As you can tell, I still love them to this day. I wanted to put as many people on as I could. Anytime I would go to one of their shows, I was buying 2 tickets. And I was typically giving away the second ticket to, like, a random person in the line. Like, oh, like, I couldn't find anybody to come with me, but if you have somebody that, like, wanted to come and they couldn't afford it, like, here's the ticket. Tell them pull up, you know, like, people from, like, that area and stuff, because I was going to shows in DC. I was going to shows in North Carolina. So it was like, yeah, if you got a friend that wanted to come, give them the ticket, because all my friends sucked musically at the time. Yeah, I'm looking at all y'all sideways. I don't care. Those friends probably won't even watch this video, so it's all good. But I was definitely trying to do everything I could to put people on. Twitter, my Instagrams were going crazy with information about my favorites. Like I said, extra tickets. Like, I was trying everything, you guys, and I realized that I, one, spent a ton of money on shit. So, you answered all the who, what, where, when's, and whys. You're still freaking out. Why? You don't necessarily know. So what you're going to do next is you're going to figure out what's still causing you to panic. If it's the fact that you didn't pay for parking in advance yet. If it's the fact that you're still debating on driving or taking an Uber. And if you're still trying to decide on which outfit to wear, things of all that nature. You're going to make a good plan right now, and you're going to figure out. Hey, so here's Jasia, the one that's editing the video. I don't know what happened to the rest of the video. It's non-existent. I deleted it somehow. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, make the plan to help limit your anxiety. I have learned that having routines, planning helps so much when you know what you're going to be doing. Like, literally narrow it down to, like, the 30-minute mark, narrow it down to the hour. It helps in the end, I promise, okay? So overall, there's a lot of ways to combat the pre-concert anxiety. I have more tips. If there's anything else that you've experienced at a concert or buying tickets, just in the process at all, leave a comment below. I can definitely talk on it. There's a lot more that I go through, especially when it comes to going to concerts. Sometimes that pre-concert anxiety is just ramped up. So there's a lot more that we could talk about. I was just trying to keep the video as short as possible. But as always, thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And you guys know that the next video is coming out soon on post-concert depression. So I look forward to seeing all y'all very soon with a new video. But I hope everyone has a great weekend. And yeah, bye.
Let me go, the road's all I know, so I'm gonna roll.